She said, I am a liberal. She said, I have never once in my life voted for a Republican. She said, when I hear you talk about your conservative philosophy and conservative solutions, she said, it just doesn't make any sense to me. She said, but you, she said, you're different. And today I cast my first ever vote for a Republican. Now this clearly pained her a little. So I just put my hand on her shoulder and I said, thanks, Mom. By all of your support, your strength, the sacrifice, the energy that you have put in. And together, we drop pandas. And together we thank you. We thank you for standing by us. You have strengthened us during this campaign. And as a family, we are committed to serving you every single day. And we are so grateful for all of you. Thank you so much for supporting us. When I boxed, people used to ask me, they said, how after a vicious fight could fighters at the end not only shake hands but actually hug each other? And you do so because you know how hard the other guy fought. And I know how hard my opponents fought. And to John Bruner, Catherine Hanaway, and Peter Kinder, I say to all of you, congratulations on a hard fight. You left it all in the ring. I want to thank them for believing in a better Missouri, and to all of those people who are out working for my opponents. I also thank them for their service, for working together to build a better Missouri. And I want to let you know that I am going to work every day to earn your trust and your support, because we are coming together now. We are coming together because we have a larger mission in front of us. Together we have a larger mission. Together we are going to make our government accountable again. Together we're going to build a government that gets results for the people of Missouri. Together we're going to build a government that protects all of the constitutional liberties and all of the constitutional rights of every Missourian. Together we're going to build a Missouri that stands strong on the Second Amendment. And together we're going to build a Missouri that we are proud to leave to our children and our grandchildren. I'm new to politics. I've never run for office before, never been involved in politics before. But one thing I have done in my life is I've served with and worked with great teams. And this is a great team that we have. I've spent my life on the front lines, and I've seen what's possible when teams come together and they're willing to serve together with courage and compassion. I saw this when I worked in Rwanda with kids who lost their parents in the genocide. I saw this when I worked in Cambodia with kids who lost limbs to landmines, kids who were survivors of polio. I saw this when I worked in one of Mother Teresa's homes for the destitute and dying. I've seen what can happen when people who are inspired by compassion and courage and are willing to step forward with humility come together. Together we can change lives. Together we can save lives. And that is what we are doing in this campaign. And as all of you know, I served as a Navy SEAL with friends like Kaj and the Global War on Terrorism. And look, people will tell you that sometimes it's tough serving in the military, and sometimes it was. But I will also tell you that every single day it was a great honor. It was a great honor to wake up every single day surrounded by a team of people, all of whom believed in a purpose that was higher than themselves, all of whom were willing to serve a mission that was larger than themselves, all of whom had taken an oath to defend our Constitution and were willing to give their lives in service to that oath and to each other. Yes. And now we come together, here as people who are also committed to defending the Constitution, to serving each other, and to serving a purpose that is larger than ourselves. When I return to my my service overseas, I saw what was happening to so many of my friends who were veterans. I saw proud men and women, capable and courageous men and women who came home and were put into a system that was almost designed to make them think of themselves as disabled and a burden. I saw capable and courageous people who ended up addicted to prescription medication, who started drinking at 9 o'clock in the morning, people who'd proudly worn the uniform of the United States in America, who sometimes were ashamed to look their own kids in the eye. But what happened is I stood up with my friends and we said, we are going to change one life, and we changed one life. And then after we changed one life, we asked our friends to help us, and we changed 2. And after we changed 2 lives, we asked our friends to help us, and we changed 4. And we went out to neighbors and to friends, and we changed 8 lives and 16 lives. And we built a movement. We built a movement by asking people to come together and to step in and to step up where government fails. And I know that we can do that again here in Missouri. Because of that belief that I decided to run for governor of Missouri. I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a proud Missourian. I was born here, I grew up here, I went to public schools here. I left when I was serving in the U.S. military, but I came home to raise a family here and to build a business here. But when I returned, my home state was not the state that I grew up in. We used to be a state where people could find good, quality private sector jobs. Now we're one of the worst states in the country for job growth. And as we have been traveling around the state of Missouri, I have met with thousands of people who are out of work. Businesses are fleeing Missouri. And people who are lucky enough to have a job often aren't seeing a raise for 6 or 7 years. I grew up on safe streets and lived in a safe neighborhood. Today there is too much chaos in our streets and far too much violence. I received an excellent public education from outstanding teachers and coaches and mentors. Today, only 1 in 3 of our 4th graders are reading at proficiency. Today, there are over 300,000 children in Missouri who are living in poverty. I grew up in a Missouri that I was proud to call home. But today, career politicians from both parties have made us a state known for national embarrassment, serial corruption, and epic failure. We used to make headlines because of the great things that our citizens did here, the great missions that started here. Today we make headlines because of the failures of our politicians and the corruption in our government. Dad is going to fix it. It's okay. Politicians either. I got into this race and so many of you joined us, so many of you stood up to join us because we were tired of watching the state that we love, the state that we are so proud of, become a place that we didn't recognize anymore. We're tired of the fake and failed leadership that's been coming out of Jefferson City. And we're tired of seeing a land of great people and great potential fall victim to the intrigue of career politicians. Now, my opponent, Chris Koster, is the poster child for career politicians. Amen. He has been in office for almost a quarter century, and what does he have to show for it? Nothing. Well, on his watch, there's been more violence in our communities. On his watch, our government has become more corrupt and less accountable. On his watch, we've seen our jobs disappear, our taxes go up, and our schools suffer. Chris Koster failed to enforce the law at Ferguson and then abandoned our police officers in their hour of need.